What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, J-Stogs, the Buff Nerd. And of course, it's Tuesday. You know what that means. It's time for Cowboys Cutting Up. Listen, usually I have my guy, Trey Collis, here. Hopefully, he's feeling better. He was not feeling so well last week. So, we're going to keep it rolling, though, because listen, this was the week, right? This was the week that people said, "Hey, we're going to see if the Cowboys are real." I said that as well. Um, but here's the funny part about it. The funny part about it was kind of quiet leading up to the game. There wasn't a lot of chirping from the Eagles fans, right? Like you normally have. Even the guys that are on Two Birds One Show that's right here on BGSC Network on Thursdays, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Not a lot. I said, hey, I tell you what, why don't y'all come on the cast, on Tuesday and let's chop it up. I was on theirs. Why don't you come on mine? I said, nah, we got some people that are gonna come through and we're good. All right, fine. And that kind of told me right there. They were a little bit worried. As well they should be. Listen, here's the reality, right? Whoa! How about them Cowboys? Because that was a great win. The Eagles are not the same Eagles. These are not the same fly Eagles fly that they were last year or even the year before, right? These are the Eagles that they've lost both their offensive and defensive coordinators, right? They have receivers, yes, but the defense does not look the same. They looked tired throughout the whole game. Throughout the whole game, they looked tired. They didn't look like they really were in this to win this. And maybe it was just the fact that they had a very hard game the week prior with San Francisco. Now, when San Francisco, and I know this is a Cowboys podcast, and that's what it is, but we have to talk about this. When the San Francisco 49ers are clicking and they have all of their people there, especially the skilled players, they're very hard to beat. Dare I say, I won't say unbeatable because no one is unbeatable. Everyone can be beat. But man, it's very tough. And the Eagles were beat up, but they had all of their people there. They had Dallas Goedert. They had their receivers were there. The linemen, everyone was there. Yes, they're thin at the linebacker. And they went out and they got Shaquille Griffin. Great. Awesome. Didn't really show up. Right. And here's what I love about this game. And the question that I pose to everyone that's listening and watching, and make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this podcast on BGSE Network, Big Game Sports and Entertainment Network, where sports and entertainment collide. You also can catch us on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, we're there. The score at 33-13, I think is actually kind of misleading. Yes, it's a 20-point win at home. They I won't say barely. They lost by 4 up in Philadelphia. I had a great chance to win at the end. But when you look at the statistics, right? I'm a math guy. I'm a math person. Math person. When you look at the statistics, they really bear out what we're talking about here and how Philly is not the same old Philthy. And actually, that's what they should be called, Philthy, because that's what it is, and that's what they are. Dak Prescott, 24-39, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 99 QBR. Great numbers. Great numbers. Jalen Hurts, 18-27, 197 yards, 0 touchdowns. Now, that speaks a lot to, number one, the Dallas defense, but also that Philadelphia offense. They are not who they were. A.J. Brown, 9 receptions, 94 yards. Look, he was doing his thing, but stayed out of the end zone. One thing I have to give props to is Gilmore, my gosh, he was doing his look. Yeah, AJ Brown is a big physical receiver, very hard to cover. But Gilmore was able to go in, poke the ball out, make plays that he said, "Look, I can't. Maybe I can't prevent him from catching every single ball, but once he gets it, I can put him on the ground." And that's what he did. And that's what they did, right? They put them on the ground. They had sound tackling. This was by far, I believe, the best that these Dallas Cowboys played collectively. Well rounded. They played on offense, they played on defense, and they dang sure played on special teams. Listen, Aubrey is my Cowboys MVP. This guy, his legend continues to grow in Dallas. Okay. Continues to grow. He was mentioned on the telecast. Actually, I heard this on talk radio. Dan Bailey plus 10. He may say, what does that mean, Jay? I'll tell you. Dan Bailey was, or it has been considered as one of the best kickers to come through Dallas on the Cowboys team. Aubrey can match Dan Bailey, but not only match him, plus 10 yards. He kicked a 60, and then he kicked a 59 right after. Like, and with room to spare, this guy is hitting the crossbar on kickoffs. I don't think listen, he's hitting the crossbar on kickoffs. Like, I feel like he's aiming for that. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild to me. Absolutely wild. Um, that's absolutely so what that tells me is that 70 yards is in his range. He can kick 70 yards if he needs to. If he needs to, he can do it. I want to say accurately. Accurately. I want to see it. I want to say, now I don't want him to get hurt or anything like that, but I definitely want to see it. And he was the story of this game. I think, well, one of the stories of this game, right? Like I said, Dak Prescott, I have said this and I continue to say this. Whenever he throws for 30, and really the number is 38, but 38 or less, they have a better chance to win when he throws for 38 or less. Yes, he's at 39, but when you start getting into 41, 42, 44, 45, they're throwing way too much. And usually that means that they're behind, right? Tony Pollard, 16 carries, 59 yards. And I said this when Zeke was here, right? If you have a person like Tony Pollard that's going to run more than 22, 23 carries, he can't do that, right? So you have Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle did great. He did absolutely great. So let's see here. Let's go through some of these numbers and really kind of talk about what that means. Like I said, 24 of 39, 271 yards, 2 touchdowns, 99 QBR. It's a great stat line. It's a great stat line. What's crazy also, too, is that Dak said afterwards, you know, if he had played better, they could have put 50 on him. Ooh, Dak, spicy. Spicy. Could have put 50? Half a century, sir? Whoa. Let's hold on there. Because there is one that, yes, you should have gotten, but because of a penalty, which they continue to have dumb penalties. Okay. Just dumb penalties. Look, the holding is going to happen. We just kind of know that, right? But when you hold, where you hold, if the guy is already past you and he's running and you want to hold, it doesn't make any sense. The guy's past you. Don't hold. Rico Dowdle, 12 carries, 46 yards. Now, with a touchdown. Tony Pollard's averaging 3.7 yards a carry. Rico Dowdle's averaging 3.8 yards a carry. What's crazy is Dak is averaging 3.7. 3 carries for 11 yards. I mean, I'm glad that he's on a franchise tag, Tony Pollard, because I have a feeling. Don't be surprised if Tony Pollard is not back next year. Don't be surprised if they go in the draft and they get a rookie running back, someone that can run in between the tackles, that's not afraid, to pass block. And yes, Tony Pollard has gotten better with his pass block. He really has with picking up blitzes and things of that nature. But 3.7 yards a carry, especially if we're doing this Texas coast, whatever you want to call it, that's not going to do it. That's not going to do it. Because Dak is the one that's now really kind of bailing everyone out, right? So you got to do better. We got to do better. Hey, Grandizer, yeehaw, cowboy up, hell yeah, and yippee ki yay. That's for you. That's for you, Grandizer. Glad you made it in. I know you're going to talk about Fire the Cannons and all that. Hey, man, that's Thursday. Make sure you check us out before Two Birds One Show. Myself and the big game. James, yeah. We got a lot to talk about. CFP, the in-game or in-season tournament in those Los Angeles Lakers. Man, of course, we got to talk about Mahomes going off and the referees and NFL. Look, so much to talk about. It's going to be so fun. But tonight, we have to talk about them boys, right? Because here's what you have to love about what was seen and what was shown on Sunday. Jake Ferguson is now becoming the dude in Dallas. Like, people are loving him. Yeah, absolutely. Dallas is getting hot at the right time. 5 games left. And yes, I do understand that their schedule is quote unquote getting harder. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm looking at this schedule, and yeah, Buffalo will be a tough out. They'll be a tough out. Only because Josh Allen can run. If Josh Allen doesn't run, you put a spy on him, you contain him. That limits now what he can do. Because I'm gonna tell you what, a lot of his numbers look a lot like Dak's, right? I mean, that's the reality. His numbers look a lot like Dak's. Okay, he kind of reminds me of Dak in a way. He's very Dakish, but Josh Allen, Dak, one and the same. Okay. Yes, you have Diggs on the other side. Really haven't heard too much as far as the other receivers and the running game. Okay. So they have a running game. They have a good back that's back there, but the defense, they are lacking. Let me tell you something. That Kansas City game, Buffalo should have won. It was not an upset, in my opinion. And yes, Patty Mahomes, one of my favorite players, and I can say that. Patrick Mahomes is one of my favorite players, but he has a receiving core that is god awful. They're god awful. They're god awful. Look, Broussard on First Things First said it best, where he said if they didn't have anybody in that receiving room, Tony should be cut. Kadarius Toney should be cut, and he should be. There's just no one else out there, though. There's no one else that can, another warm body. And I feel like, hey, you can go out, beat the streets in Kansas City or somewhere in the nation and find somebody, anybody, right? You line up off sides. Come on, man. What are we doing? So when we look at Dallas against Buffalo next week, I'm excited because I think this is going to be a great matchup to see how we match up with the AFC, right? Because the reality is in the AFC, there are 2 teams. There are 2 teams in the AFC that you have to look at. Baltimore is 1. And, I mean, possibly Buffalo is the other, right? Well, we can't say that because they're not even in going to make the playoffs. I don't think they will. I don't think they make the playoffs. Well, maybe they will. I don't know. But yeah, those 2, Kansas City, I'm not scared of. I'm just not. They don't have receivers. Yes, you have a good defensive line only because Jones is back, but geez, what else you have, right? So Dallas has got to get better in the run. Now, at this point, it's a two-headed monster. You know that Dowdle can run in between the tackles. They're trying to put Tony Pollard there, but he's not big enough. He's better on the outside when you have him running out. They have a lot of speed. You know, you have Turpin, who ran for 22 yards with one carry. So, I mean, you've got some things there, but Gallup had a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb had a touchdown. I mean, that's awesome, right? We didn't get any sacks this week. The Dogs, the Browns, yeah, you know. So, Grant, the Browns are interesting in that they're winning without their big time acquisition at QB, right? And I'd say is due in part to the fact that you have a good defense. The defense is what's holding them up. Yeah, I mean, hey, you can say those mangy dogs, but you know they're getting it done in spite of their QB play. But they have good receivers. Hey, imagine having Amari Cooper. Oh wait, we did have him, trade him away for peanuts and a soda, and now you see what's there. Now I'm not going to complain too much because we ended up getting Brandon Cooks. Okay, he's still a small receiver, right? He's still a small receiver. Yes, without Watson and Chubb, who is hurt. Who is hurt. So that's what I'm saying. It's the defense that's holding that team up. It's the defense that's definitely holding up the Browns. But I'm not afraid of the Browns, right? Because I believe if we get into a shootout, right? Here's the thing that I've always said. This league to me is about how many points can you what's the number you need to basically say you have a 80% or 85% chance to win. And I believe that number is still around 22 points. If you can score 22 points, you can pretty much beat about 90% of the league. There's a few out there that you got to score more than 22 points. San Francisco's one. Uh, dare I say, dare I say Detroit, but Detroit it's been kind of funny with Detroit because I don't want to say they're frauds. I don't want to say that the book is out on them because they've been here now for a minute, scoring lots of points. But I think people have started to have started to figure them out. So yeah, I'm not real big on Detroit anymore. You know, um, they're gonna have to prove some things. They're gonna have to prove some things. They've lost some some bad games, right? But what I see out of Dallas coming up with this Buffalo game, I need to see the defense step up big time, right? I need to see Tank Lawrence do his thing. Uh, listen, I understand also too that Michael Parsons was not feeling well, but hey, you know he was still disrupting, and that's what you want to see. Well, look who has shown up. Ladies and gentlemen, if I had the button, I would press the button, but I'm just going to go ahead and let him in. This is one Trey Collis, voice of Hill Country Sports. Here we go.
Man, what's up? Dude, can I give a standing ovation to single parents real quick? Like single moms, single dads.
Sure.
Like, oh my God. Like, how the hell do y'all do it? I mean, I don't have time to do anything but Christmas time. How y'all do it? Applaud y'all, man. It's
Hey, I did it for I did it for about 3 years, man. It's
oh,
tough.
it is a tough job, man. I was
That's
like,
why you get a tall boy and
I was
you
like,
know,
fuck, man, how the fuck do y'all do this? I was
and
like, oh
still
shit,
have
the
a
Cowboys show tonight. Shit, I
Yeah.
missed last week. I need to join.
Well, yeah. So we're just talking about how filthy was and everything like that. Now we're kind of talking about Bills and AFC and who actually. And yes, this is far off looking. Okay, this is we still have to get out of the regular season, get through the playoffs, the gauntlet of the playoffs, and then make it to whoever will be sitting on the other side. So let's reel it back in because I was just talking about the defense for Buffalo and what defense for Dallas against Buffalo and what needed to be seen from this game, the next game.
Man, I'm really upset that I missed the first part of the show because I really want to talk about the Dallas Eagle game.
Yeah, let's do it.
Uh,
Go ahead. What do you got?
well, real quick, I was just like, dude, my MVP is Stephon Gilmore. What he did to AJ Brown
Hmm.
was insane. Like
Yep.
opening the field against him and Devontae,
Yep.
being the single corner that he is. Like he stepped up and you wouldn't think he was over 30 years old. Let's just be
Yeah.
honest with ourselves. Uh, man, I was just impressed. Dak Prescott. Listen, I'm not here to apologize to Dak Prescott, but if you go in the next 2 weeks through 2-0, you owe my respect, man. Because I'm still not convinced because I'm a Cowboy fan since 86. I just seen it. I just seen too much. But man, you're looking good. If you
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing, you have my respect. Like if you go on the road the next 2 weeks and on the road in Miami, which we all know Miami lost last night to a Titans team, which I still don't
Yeah.
understand. Uh,
Yeah.
and then you beat the Buffalo's the one that I'm kind of worried about because it's kind of a trap game because we're coming off a high against the Eagles. It's gonna go. It's gonna get windy. It's gonna be cold. The Bills Mafia and everything like that. That's the one.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Just I know I said this before, but this team like just feels different. Like it just feels like a Super Bowl caliber team. It really does. Like everything's clicking right now. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
it really does. I know they played at home and everything, but that's why I'm like I'm holding the brakes. I want to see what they do in the next 2 weeks against not so much against Buffalo, but against Miami. That those are the two games I kind of want because I know we're going to beat Detroit at home. That's just be honest with ourselves. But if we win
Yeah.
the next two games on the road in Buffalo, which is a hostile environment, who Buffalo's
Sure.
fighting for their lives, and then we go to Miami, who just got embarrassed by Tennessee. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah.
Man, if they win the next two games on the road, because Philly got both those teams at home. Let's just be like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
They
Well,
got both
Philly
those
has
teams at home. So,
yeah. Philly, look, Philly is going to I'm gonna say it here. Philly should win out the rest of the season.
well, I don't
They
know,
should win
dude.
out.
Giants are playing. I don't know what
Yeah,
it
they had
is.
a good win. Giants had a good win this
They
past
won.
weekend.
They won 3 of the last 4. The only loss they have is against Dallas. They're playing good ball. I don't this.
Ah,
If Philly does
I
not blow teams out. That's what I'm kind of. This could this be the Dallas
no,
year? Like I'm just saying, like Philly's not that good. They're
listen.
not.
I know the Italian nation is so happy about this DeVito kid, right?
He's turning it
Okay.
around. He's better than Danny
Yeah,
Dimes.
because listen, no one has a book on him. I believe in that.
That's
I
what I'm
believe in
saying. And
I
I agree with
believe in
you.
that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. No one has
No
a
one
book
has a
on
book
him
on
yet.
him. But now that he's played a full 3 games, a
Still no
full
one,
3
but still
games,
they can't figure him out.
they'll figure him out.
I
They're gonna they're gonna hit him in his mouth, and they're gonna say okay, or they're gonna
are
start
they
throwing
though?
at him.
Are they?
Oh man, you have to, you have to.
Well. I keep forgetting that the Eagles are not playing them this week. They're playing the Seattle in Seattle, mind you. Seattle's fighting
Yeah,
for the playoffs lives.
yeah,
And
yeah. They are.
if Dallas is somehow, I'm not saying I'm picking Philadelphia to win, but Philadelphia's probably going to win the division, which I hate saying because their easy schedules up. And for the freaking love of God, Josh Allen and Gabe cannot get on the same page on where to throw a football. They would have lost that game if the Chiefs would have caught a freaking of right in their hands. Dallas,
Just
Dallas would
compare.
have won this division. Let's just be straight up honest with
Listen,
ourselves.
listen. Kansas City is not Kansas City,
No, they're
okay?
not. And Buffalo's not
And
either.
well, look, they have horrible receiving core. Um, Bieniemy not being there, we see now that he was the voice. Here's the thing: you could say that Andy Reid is the reason why they do all these plays or whatever in the offense, but the reality is this: okay, Bieniemy is the guy that says, "Hey, get it in gear." Right? He's the bad cop. I like it. Thank you. He's the bad cop. Andy Reid is the good cop. So when all you have is a good cop and no one's the bad cop, where's the consequences?
Well, could you say your defensive coordinator for the Chiefs or your back up?
Nah.
What's his
Now,
name?
who's the defensive coordinator? Schottenheimer?
No, what's his freaking name?
Not Schottenheimer. What's his? But his dad was a coach.
I
What's
know
his
who
name?
you're talking. I could see him. Like he was
Yeah.
Phil. Like what is his freaking name? He was the Eagles defensive
Uh,
coordinator. What the frick's his name? I can see him right now. The little short guy. Oh my god, what's his name?
yeah. Yeah. Well, needless to say, he's not a bad cop. He's not the bad cop.
There
He's
is
not
no.
being me. There's no bad cop.
And
So
and I know this is Cowboys cutting up real quick, but
yeah.
I don't have a show much anymore, so this is the time where I get to vent and stuff. People who are bashing Patrick Mahomes right now, stop it. The guy was in. Man, I would have done the same thing if I was in his shoes. Like you're just in the heat of the moment. You don't know what. Like you think, oh, all game long, like you hear offsides, offense. You think, oh, you should have got a warning shot. But then today he goes, yeah, I saw the film, and I'm sorry. I do apologize. The referee was right. Give him a break, dude. This guy has been nothing but class. Like he's not like he stood up for his receiver. I think it was the same receiver that dropped the pass against Philadelphia.
Tony. Oh yeah, it's Tony. It's Kadarius Tony. He should
Yeah,
be cut. That's what I said
he
earlier.
and he said, I should have threw the ball shorter. I should. This guy's nothing in class in 7 years since he's been here. He was in the heat of the moment. He's tired of losing. He's doing everything he can to fill it, but his receivers are not helping him one bit,
No.
including Travis Kelsey, mind you. And then he was just
That's the
frustrated.
only
And I
person.
understand it. Give him a break, dude. Like seriously, like
Listen, this happens though. This happens in football. So yeah, you can be frustrated and that's cool or whatever. And generally what happens is that the receiver will look over to the ref
and he
to
did.
check.
He did. But people don't
Tony did
realize.
not. No,
Oh, he did.
Tony
I
didn't.
saw. He did, but he didn't look at the like. He didn't finish look. Like he pointed and looked away. He didn't wait for the referee. And I
He didn't do it.
he. I saw a video today where he pointed, but he didn't look like he just pointed
Listen,
and looked away. It was his fault. I still agree
you
with you,
can
Jay.
do
It
it.
was his fault. It was his fault.
Yeah. Well, because that's the type of caliber of a receiver that he is. Okay. It's just the type of receiver that he is. I'm not impressed at all. At all.
No. Well,
They
what
should fire the whole
happened?
receiving core and start over again.
Well, see. Well, see. That's what happens when you pay your quarterback $500 million.
Nah,
It,
nah,
you don't have
I'm
enough
not
money
buying
to
that.
keep these. That's why Tyreek Hill's gone because you didn't have enough money to sign him. When Tyreek Hill's making all this bunch of money, you can't pay these top notch receivers when your quarterback's making 500. And that's what the problem is. People don't realize that. That's a problem the
I'm
Cowboys are going to have in the next 2 years.
I'm not going for that. Tyreek Hill is one dude. I granted. He is going to be a 2,000-yard receiver this year.
Is he
He's
MVP?
nah, they'll never give it to a receiver. Come on.
You think Dak's
Rich
MVP?
Gannon, Eagles former DC. Rich Gannon, thank you, sir. What'd you say?
Who's your MVP?
Oh, who's my MVP?
If he's not Tyreek Hill, who is it? Say it. Say his name. Say it.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, you gotta be freaking kidding me. You don't want to
It's
jinx it.
Dak, man.
I respect
It's
that. I
Dak.
respect
It's
that.
Dak. It's
Well,
Dak.
well, I'm with you. Right now it's Dak, but he's still got to prove to me the next on the road because we've had
Yes.
a lot of home games and a bunch of crappy teams.
Yes.
We beat the Eagles and we beat the Seahawks, and he played great. Mind you, he didn't play that great yesterday or on Sunday.
He didn't.
really didn't. But he still had 281 yards passing. Like
Yes.
he still made the play, and the way he's controlling this offense. I want to see it on the road against a good team. I really do. I want to see it against
That's
the
the
Bills.
thing.
I want to see it. So hold me off from 2 weeks. If Dallas wins these next two games, and Dak looks like he is right now, it's got to be Dak, right? Like, who would
Yeah,
ever
I
thought
mean,
that? And I know I
not
owe Dak
me,
an apology. Dak, if you're listening, I'm not owing you an apology right now, but I still got to see the next 2 weeks. If you do what you did at home and against Carolina and all these crappy teams, if you do the exact same thing these next 2 weeks, you'll have my respect. But but I'm an optimistic Cowboy fan. I've seen this for 27 years, right?
bro.
Like,
Yeah,
just at home. Like, at home, well, we're great, and then we go on the road and we suck. Like, I
but
gotta
you
see
have
it.
to go on the road to win. You have to do it.
Exactly, because we're gonna be the 5th seed. Let's just be honest with ourselves, that we're gonna be the 5th seed, so
Well, yes, we'll be a fifth seed.
which sucks.
Um,
And I told you that Arizona Cardinal loss is gonna come back to bite us in the ass, and look what happened. It's coming
well,
back to
yeah,
bite us in the ass.
I agree. But we'll get the NFC South, which
That's
is
our home.
fine.
That's fine. That's basically it's gonna be an inside it's either gonna be Atlanta or Tampa Bay, or not or Atlanta, Tampa Bay, or New Orleans, which is probably gonna pretty
Yeah,
much be a home game for the Dallas Cowboys. Let's be straight.
yeah.
But then
I'm
we're
not
gonna
worried
play
about
that.
that.
But then we're probably gonna get fuck, man. We're gonna get
San
San Fran
Fran.
in divisional round, and here we go again.
Gonna get
But,
San Fran in San Francisco.
but you know what? This Dallas Cowboy team, I think, can handle San Fran. I think the Dallas defense has something to prove, and I don't think we're as bad as when they blew us out the first time. I think we're still
Listen,
figuring out the offense. I really do. I really feel like we're like
listen,
Dak was figuring out everything. I think we can handle. I don't think we're going to win, but I think we can be up there with San Fran.
I'm gonna give you 4 names. Are you ready?
Oh, here we go.
Actually, it's 5.
Brock Purdy, Debo,
No. Yes. Who else?
George Kittle,
Okay, yeah. Who else though?
Christian McCaffrey,
Hell yes. Who
Trent
else?
Williams.
Uh, okay.
Who else
Trent
are you
Williams.
giving
Yes.
me? That's it. That's the only ones I'm worried
Who?
about. Oh,
No,
Ayuk.
no, sir.
Ayuk.
Ayuk and
Damn, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. Who the fuck? I don't know. Who was he talking about?
think on the other side of the ball, my friend. Bosa.
I'm not, but Bosa really wasn't.
Listen, the way
No,
Steele
Fred
has
Warner.
been.
Fred Warner, I can agree more than Bosa.
Oh, come on, listen. Steele has been holding
He had a
like
good game
his
yesterday.
life. What?
He had 2 holding penalties, which I don't blame. One of them was bullshit. Let's just be honest with it. One of them was bullshit. Like, it was not holding whatsoever. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
He was holding.
But
He was holding.
I understand that, but I think Dak and McCarthy would have a good game plan for Bosa. I just don't think this is the same Dallas team that we played in the game. I still pick San Fran. Don't get me wrong. I'll still pick San Fran. But I just don't think it'll be a 42-10 blowout like it was last
I
time.
don't think it'll be a blowout, but yeah, there's has to be some checkup. There has to be some fine. There has to be some tightening up, um, for sure. And the thing is that our run game has got to be better.
Dude, see, people say that. I thought our run game was pretty good. Like, I know Pellerin had 62-yard rushing, but how much did Dak have on his legs? How much did what's the other
Dak
guy?
had 11 yards.
Or how
Donald,
much did Double? How much did he have? He broke up some plays.
46.
Okay, so he put 60. That's over 120 yards rushing right there.
It is. I mean,
That's
yes.
good rushing. It doesn't have to be on
Combined, they had 138 yards. And Turpin
That's
had
my
a
point.
22 yard.
And that's not good enough for you. That's not good enough for you for 3. Like, it doesn't have to be all. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be on
That's
Tony
4
Pollard.
people.
It doesn't matter. You still have 140 yards rushing. And how many yards? You have almost have 400. You had 400 yards of total offense.
394 yards total offense.
That's what I'm saying. And we let the loot, like, we stopped doing what we wanted to because Dallas could have freaking put
Dak
500,
said that.
600 yards on them. Let's be
Do you
honest.
believe what Dak said? If he had played better, they could have put 50 on him?
Oh, yeah, I totally believe that. He went for that strip
Really?
fumble. He missed some wide open throws. Dak was not the best to his par. And I enjoy what he said after the game. Dak said, I could have played 10 times better than what he did. And it's true. Look how much open throws that he missed. But yet he
He
did put
did.
some dimes. He put some dimes on Gallup on the sideline. He missed a tight end a couple on a high throw to Ferguson. Now, granted, he made a couple great throws to Ferguson as well,
He
but
did.
he missed a lot of open throws too, where it's too high, like he was too anxious and everything. But then you got to remember if he didn't have that strip from who was it from the Eagles?
Cox.
Yeah, Cox. Yeah, if
Yeah.
he didn't have that strip fumble against Cox, which I don't blame him whatsoever, because you put Fletcher Cox's hand on any football, it's gonna get stripped. Let's just be straight.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
he came back. He put it through a great ball. But if he didn't get that sack and fumble, that you're like another 60 to 50 yards right there. That's almost 500 yards. Dak easily could have put so much. The secondary sucked, and he did not play that well. So that's why I
I,
wanted to see against Buffalo and against Miami how we do.
I tell you what though, I was impressed. There were two things that impressed me. And I talked about it yesterday earlier. Was obviously the kicker,
Oh, dude, we had a goal line
Aubrey.
30 for 30, and he hits a 60-yard like nothing. He still hit the freaking dude. That would have been good from 70.
Yes, it
Like,
would have, and a 59 right after that.
yeah, dude, this dude, like Dallas, like now.
They lucked up.
Well, field goals, I'm not worried. Extra point, he's missed 3 extra points. He hasn't missed a field goal yet this season, but he's missed 3 extra points, which kind of worries me a little bit.
Hey,
Like,
we ain't lost by a point, so I'm not gonna worry about it.
well,
But
I'm just saying I am kind of worried like when we get to the playoffs, like how, like on the road. You know what I
eh,
mean? Like that's what I'm kind of like. Well, I'm just an optimistic. Like it'll be like a stupid extra point or something that we lose by 1 point or something. You know what I mean? Like it's just the
nah,
Cowboy fan in me that's
nah.
hasn't
No,
seen it.
The Cowboy way is that uh, we score at the end, but just like the
Yeah,
Chiefs, we have a stupid
yeah,
holding penalty or
yeah.
a false start that takes us out of field goal
Listen,
range.
you talk
Or
about false starts and holding. The referee Hutsy, whatever his freaking name is,
yeah,
dude,
horrible,
they're horrible.
horrible. They're
Like
bad.
they do, oh my god, like holding call, and then they just throw flag. Oh, that wasn't a flag after all. I'm like, dude, y'all just want to
It was
throw
bad.
flags or throw flags? Like I feel for like
Yeah.
some of those calls. Like I'll give Philadelphia Eagles credit on this. Like not he doesn't want to be called Darius Slay, big time Slay. That one pass interference call on 3rd and 15, that was not pass interference. I'm just gonna be
I
straight
don't
up.
know, man.
That
I'm
was
gonna say
not pass interference.
I'll take it. No,
I will too, but I'm just saying that was not pass
he
interference.
kind of held him up on the back of his pad.
Yeah,
So
but he's done that all year. Like you've seen that all
yeah,
year.
you're right. He has. It was ticky tacky. I'm not gonna say that, but it was a PI call. But
It,
here's my thing though. There were definite calls where I'm looking at Michael Parsons getting grabbed inside of
he
his
never gets a
uh,
holding call, dude, because he's so freaking good. He doesn't get a holding call.
that's
But
just
yeah, he gets a hands to the face call every freaking time. Like it's like really?
well,
He was holding
he did
first.
get I think it was Johnson or
Oh, he
Lanston,
got
whatever
him.
his name is.
That was a good call. That was,
Yeah, dude was bleeding.
but how many times does he get held and he doesn't get
Yeah,
called?
yeah. I mean, very true. But the second thing that impressed me a lot was the long drives being sustained. They had
Oh,
10 play drives. I think they had 3 10-play drives or something like that or more.
yeah.
I mean, that was impressive. That to me, that's impressive. That means that, hey, we don't have to have that big shot down the field. We can get 3 yards here. We can get 4 yards here. We can
Well,
get another 3, right?
well,
We can convert.
well, that
Um,
goes back to Dak, right? Being the MVP, like the control. Like usually he'll like force it or whatever. But now he's like, oh, let me check it down and get the first down. Like I have playmakers like Tony Pollard, Turpin, Cook, who can just check it
Ferguson.
down. Yeah, Ferguson. Like usually, like he forced, but now you can say like Mike McCarthy trusts Dak. Like he ain't gonna make those
Yeah.
deep throws anymore on 4th or 3rd and 2. Like, oh, so let me check it down to the playmakers and they can make a play. That goes another impact for MVP for Dak Prescott. Like he's so much has he has matured in his last 7 weeks. Like it's just he's playing
Yeah.
out of his mind right now. Like
Well, I think also too that buy helped because the buy was an ability for them to say, you know what? Okay. Um,
the bye came at the right time for him.
the buy came at the right time. They were able to sit down and actually look at this and get game film, because if they did it in preseason, They probably would be further along than they are now. But I'm not going to harp on that
Here we
anymore.
go with the preseason again.
Well,
We're way past
just
that,
saying,
dude. We're way
I
past that.
understand, but just think about it.
We
Just
probably wouldn't have
2
lost against
games.
Arizona if you're right. We probably wouldn't have lost against Arizona.
We wouldn't have lost against Arizona, and I believe we
we
would have
probably would have
swept
beat Philly
Philly.
twice.
Yes, absolutely. Because guess what? You know how it works. Now, I don't like how he pats the ball right before he throws it. That irks me.
Mhm.
It's a thing for me. I get it, but it irks me that he pats and then throws. He pats the ball before he throws. Yeah.
Not all the time. He doesn't do it all the time.
On a bad throw, on late throws, he does it.
When it's high throws, he does that a couple. But he doesn't like do the
He
1, 2,
does.
3 step and just plunge foot and throws. Yeah, but
Yeah.
dude, but this Dak, you know what though? And I know you don't want to bring him up this year, but I'm going to bring him up anyway.
Oh,
Romo in 10 years as the Dallas Cowboys starting quarterback only went to the playoffs like 3 times, I think. Dak, I'm telling you, Dak has brought these playoff. This is going to be like probably a 5th time, I think. It's like Dak, I think that's going to play himself over Romo. I think he's going to be the third best quarterback in Dallas Cowboy history right now. And I'm a Romo guy, but Dak's turning me around. But I got to see in the next 2 weeks.
did you say? Did I hear you right? You said he's the third best QB in Dallas history. Is that? Did you just say that?
Well, who else do you have over Roger or Staubach and Aikman? Who else do you have?
You're not gonna put White in there?
No,
And a lot of people like Danny White.
no, dude, Dak, the number he's
Wow.
putting up, I got to see for the next 2 weeks. But if he shows me like
Wow.
what he does the next 2 weeks, Dak's the third best quarterback in Dallas. Now, if he wins a Super Bowl, I might put him over Aikman.
Well, yeah.
I might put him over.
No, you can't put him before Aikman. Are you crazy?
Are you
That's
kidding?
crazy talk. That's crazy talk.
Aikman had Emmett, the offensive line, the defense.
Hey,
Dak didn't have better yards than what Aikman had.
he still had to call the plays and he still had to run the
Oh, so
offense.
that's what Dak's doing right now.
Now. But one Super Bowl is not going to make you better than Aikman. That ain't going. Are you crazy?
I don't know. He breaks a
Aikman.
20-year curse and all the curse that's been going on right now. All I know is since Jerry Jones admitted that he made a wrong and putting Jimmy Johnson in the Ring of Honor,
Yeah.
the
How
Dallas
about that?
Cowboys have been playing like, oh my God.
How
They've
about
been
that?
playing great. I think that's a curse. We talked about it. We talked about it.
Yes, I told you that. Look, I told
No,
you.
you said Jerry Jones made a deal with the devil.
He did.
As
He's about to say
soon as
it.
he holds the Lombardi Trophy, he's going to die.
As soon as he does,
I don't mind whatsoever.
listen, he's gonna take it, he's gonna raise it up, and he's gonna say, "Yeah, we did it. How about them cow?" And he's done.
You know what? As long as we get that Lombardi, 6
Hey,
Lombardi
I'm
Trophy
cool.
to
Put
tie
it
with
in the
the
trophy
Brady Brady.
case. Listen, a Lombardi for Jerry Jones. I'll
He's
take
lived a
it.
good life, right? He's 82. He's lived a good life.
Heck, I'm not crying no tears over that guy. None.
I'll be celebrating.
Heck yeah, I am. You better believe I will. I'll wear my black Cowboys shirt with my black Cowboys hat. Yeah, and make sure it says champion on
You
it
go
for
to the
sure.
funeral wearing it, right?
Oh, I ain't going to no funeral. I'll go to the parade. I'm not going to the funeral.
Rest in peace, Jerry. Thank
Yeah,
you.
way to go, Jerry. Way to take one for the team. I don't care. No tears. No tears at all.
No tears left to cry.
Listen, he bought the team for $285 million, right? The team is valued at over $2 billion. Why am I crying tears for this guy?
It's almost 10 billion, dude.
No, it's over 10.
Yeah, it's over 10. I thought you said 2. That's what I was like, what the hell?
No, it's over 10
Yeah, it's
billion.
over 10 billion.
No, it's the team is valued over 10 billion. This guy goes out and buys yachts.
People don't realize this. The first couple of years when he brought Jimmy Johnson, like he was going door to door selling just to make a like he was losing money against with the Dallas Cowboys his first
Sure.
couple of years.
Yeah, of course.
The people don't realize that like it's how much of like oh yeah but people don't realize like he was on the verge of losing the team because he was losing money. Like he had
Yeah.
to borrow money, loans and stuff to keep the Dallas Cowboys. Hey,
because
bro,
the
he worked his ass
Cowboys
off.
sucked and the stadium sucked. No
That
one
that
wanted to go to
bro,
Irving.
that stadium sucked.
It
That was
did.
the
It was
stupidest
horrible.
stadium in the
It was
world.
a bad stadium. Okay. It was old. It was rickety. I
Mhm.
played in that stadium. It's a horrible stadium. It's a horrible stadium.
I never
But
been in that stadium. It's no longer no
I,
more.
yeah, because they're about to build a casino out there. Anyway, that's another show. Let's go, Cuban. But I'm just saying, listen, that to me, they can I don't want to say they're Super Bowl bound though. I'm
It
not ready for that
right after the 49ers
because of
kicked
San
our ass
Francisco.
and everything. Yeah, San Francisco looks good, dude.
They're the best
Like,
team in the NFL.
they're the luckiest team too because they get all these players on a rookie like the Mr. Irrelevant contract. Like they did it right, and Kyle Shanahan, like you can put anyone in that system, and like Brock Purdy, I love Brock Purdy as a person, as a human, but you can literally put anyone in that freaking system and probably still succeed because all he does is check downs. Yes, I know he throws deep passes every now and then, but at the same time, majority of passes are check downs to Debo, Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, Kittle, and then they make like 30-yard plays after that.
Here's
Like
here's what I,
their speed is what's killing people. Their
here's what I say about Brock Purdy and Shanahan in that system. It's very simple. And I talked to my guy about this, my San Francisco 49er guy. Brock Purdy understands who and what he is.
He's a point guard. He understands
And
that.
he plays within the system. He
Yes,
doesn't
he
do
does.
any more. He doesn't do any less. He does what the system tells him to do.
Yeah, you're right.
He is
That's why I like him. I think he's a
he's
perfect
he's
quarterback for our system.
he's one. But here's the thing though. What's crazy is that I think it was a lucky kind of deal because they had two other quarterbacks in front of him. And if it wasn't for the fact that they got, beat up and knocked out of the game, they would have never gotten to Brock Purdy.
Yeah, if it wasn't for what's his name, Galapagos,
Garoppolo,
Jimmy
yeah,
G,
Garoppolo got hurt again. Trey Lance proved
now
that,
on the Cowboys.
right, but proved that he was not the guy for the system, as well as getting hurt. And so that provided an opportunity for a guy to say, look, I'm going to come here. You tell me what I need to do, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah, he's just a point guard. He's like a Magic Johnson. Like he just runs the offense and like just throws whoever's open, right?
That's it. I mean, and it
That's all you
sounds
need to do.
simple enough,
Well,
but
because he's trying to make a name for his league because he's only on his second year of his 4-year contract with the
yeah,
49er. He's on a 420. Like basically, he's basically what's the quarterback's name? The Italian guy from the Giants. What's his name?
Tony DeVito,
He's basically Tony DeVito. Like if Tony DeVito win and did Parker, like you've been making money,
he'd,
more millions of
he'd be
dollars.
a winner. Yeah,
Yeah,
he'd be a winner too. He'd be a winner in San Francisco.
but hey, he's doing what he needs to do, and people are saying he's MVP. I don't think so. I think Dax right now is your MVP for what he's done. And people say, "Oh, look at the division." Give me a break. Any other division, he'll be. They're already clinched. Let's just be straight up on us with ourselves. They
Yes,
were already clinched
I've,
the division. But the
that's what I
Eagles,
said last week. Yeah,
but we had the Eagles in our division. We're 10-3, and yet we're fighting for fifth seed. Give me a break. Like Dak, like you throw that out the window. And for all of like Tyreek Hill's having a great year, but I just think that it's Dak. Like Dak's just having a great year. If he keeps it up, he has to be the MVP favorite. He does. If he keeps it up like the way he is, he's your MVP favorite.
I mean, can you
And I
have an
hate,
MVP that doesn't win that division?
yeah, I can. Hell yeah, I can. Especially like it's a weird year this year. It's a weird year.
It is a weird year, though.
Like
It
Dak's,
is a weird year.
would you say Dak's playing better than Jalen Hurts, who's actually winning a division? Or we're gonna.
Yeah,
It's just a
that
weird freaking year. Like like let's just be straight about like if the Kansas City Chiefs would have caught that touchdown pass with 1 minute left, we're probably looking at a different story. If Gabe and Allen would have gone to be on the same page in the wide like didn't miss the pass in the end zone, we're looking at a different story. If uh the field goal kicker for the Eagles didn't make that 59-yard field goal against the wind in the rain, we're looking at a different story. Like, kudos to the Eagles. They won those games, but Jalen Hurts is not better than Dak Prescott. Can we stop that narrative? Like, Dak Prescott
This
has
year
always
he's not.
that
This
last
year
year
he's
he
not.
wasn't either. Last year he wasn't either.
He was. He was. He was.
Dak had better
He was.
numbers.
When see, here's the problem with that though. Numbers didn't equate to wins.
We're 12-5. Any other division we would have won.
But
We
we're
were
in this
playing the
division.
Eagles.
I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we can't
I agree.
and end it. Like, the Eagles had a better team last year. I'm not arguing that. I think the Eagles had a better team last year. But
They
this year, I
did.
think the Cowboys are a better team. But yeah, they're still not going to win the division because we let that stupid. Like, we're going to be probably 12-5, and we're still fifth seed, and then we're going to play a 4 seed who's going to be 6-10. I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah.
at some point, the NFL is going to look at this like, okay, you're in the playoffs, but at the same time, why do you have a home game against a team who's far more superior than you, and you get a home game? It's bullshit. It really is.
Because it is not the CFP. You have numbers and you have known tiebreakers. Like here's what's crazy though. We're at the 4th tiebreaker for the Eagles and the Cowboys.
It's ridiculous. And I knew that
And
Carlos was going to come back and hurt us, and that's exactly what happened.
but you know what though? But that's why you have to win the games you're supposed to.
Right. But
You gotta win those games. You can't look past them. And yes, I understand that Diggs, going down was hurtful, but at some point in time, and guess what you got to do? You have to win the games. You have to win the games. If not, you have the situation that you do.
Okay, let me ask you this: if the Eagles are playing the Cardinals the second last game of the season, right?
Mm-hmm.
If the Cowboys would have played the Cardinals second last game of the season, would the Cowboys win that game?
Based on what's happening now, yes.
I'm talking about right now. Yes, they would, right?
Yeah, they would have.
But Cowboys are still finding themselves like this is like stupid as tight. Like that's why I think I think they need to go by point differential.
Point differential?
Yes.
No. Maybe that's the ninth.
Are you kidding me? Well, I'm
Maybe
talking about it needs to be the third. I'm talking about it needs to be third.
No, because you have head to head, right?
Right.
And then you have common division,
which is
and then common opponent.
No, then it's conference.
Yeah.
Then it's conference. That's where the Cowboys are getting hurt at.
Well, no, because common opponent is one of them. It's the conference.
It is. It's the 4th one, though. It's conference. It's division and conference.
Conference is the 4th one.
No, conference is the 3rd one.
Okay, whatever it is, it's the 4th one. But
the Cardinal game is coming back to haunt us.
There you go.
And what's up?
That's the 4th one.
Here's another stupid
because we've beat the common opponents. We have more wins than they do in common opponents. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I'm talking about conference. The conference we don't because the Cardinals lost.
I understand the conference
because they lost to the Jets, and we you know what I mean, like
yeah, that's common opponent.
Well, that's the case, and we'll be the 2nd seed.
Well, we're not.
So it's conference. It's
no. Right now we are. Now we are.
A better division record.
Right. If they win out,
and the Eagles win out,
then if the Eagles win out, no matter what we do,
the Eagles are second. And we're better than you. That's the problem I have. That's why it needs to be point differential.
Well, if we're so much better,
like the season tournament from the NBA.
If we're so much better, then why did we lose to the Cardinals?
I honestly think because we were shocked by this. No, hear me out.
Diggs,
we lost Diggs, and our defense was kind of like, whatever. Like we didn't know what Josh Dobbs had, and then Dak Prescott was also like he wasn't the Dak Prescott that he is now, right? Like he even gets a Charger. Like we had to wait till the bye week, and then he started clicking, right? Like he was starting to play
like preseason, huh?
But now, like if we go back and play the Cardinals in Arizona. You tell me Dallas going to win that game head and shoulder by 40 points?
Yeah, because Dak has gone through the preseason, during the regular season. And he's also gone through, iterations and, this is how this is supposed to work. Oh, okay. And you have Kellen Moore out of the way.
Dude, can I make a wrong? Like when I said let's bring Kellen Moore, like Mike McCarthy.
You said that.
Mike McCarthy.
You said that. You did say that.
Dude, Mike McCarthy, you're playing it. Like you're doing a whole lot better than Kellen Moore. I'm just gonna be straight up on us. Dude, Mike McCarthy, I apologize to you. Coming from the operation table with an emergency appendicitis, and he's on the sideline, and he calls a gem of a game like that. He only missed 2 practices, didn't come back till Saturday. Dude, Mike McCarthy, say what you want to, but have we talked about time management? Have we talked about timeouts? Have we
We
talked
haven't.
about like
We have
this
not.
dude is calling a hell of a season right now, and I apologize, Mike McCarthy. I apologize. My hand is off to you. I don't want Kellen Moore, but I do apologize. You and Dak proven like, hey, running the ball ain't gonna work, but let's put it in the shoulder and like we trust Dak. And Dak still got to prove it to me in the next 2 weeks. I don't want to say the next 2 weeks.
Grant, have a good one. Not so much about those San Jose Sharks. Let's go Devils.
Stars, baby. I'm not a hockey guy. I don't know.
He's not a hockey guy. I don't even know why he said that. Go Devils. Go Devils.
Oh, dude, I'm a Stars guy, baby. Back in '99, when I stayed up till 3 o'clock in the morning in the overtime, whenever Brett Hull, what's his name? Hall, what's his name?
Brett Hull. Yeah, he's a
in the
goon.
crease, and that they didn't call it. It was 3 a.m. in the morning. I stayed up and I cheered, baby.
Goon. Mike McDonald's just a face. Anyway,
I know a little bit of hockey.
They don't impress me. That's the one team, local team I don't cover for. They just weren't here. But getting back here.
Oh, wait a minute.
Grandizer fan stopping in, man.
Are you a Horned Frog fan or a Longhorn fan?
I'm actually I kind of root for both.
You can't root for both.
I can.
If your life depends on who you vote, who you root for.
If my life depends on it, well, home team. That's the Frogs, man.
And you'll be dead because hook 'em horns, baby. It's a great time to be a South Texan right now. Woo!
I like the Longhorns. I've always liked the Longhorns. But
they have a good
like
chance
I said,
here.
We'll debate that Thursday. Make sure that you're around.
I might be around. How come I'm not invited to these shows, man? That's all I want to know.
You are invited to these shows. Man.
No, I don't get notified. Like you don't message me like, "Hey, we're doing a show tonight." You change Tuesday to Thursday to Wednesday. No, I won't be around. Son of a bitch. Fuck.
See what I tell you?
If you tomorrow, I will be.
We won't be tomorrow. We won't be.
Well, my grandparents are coming. Like they're 81 and 82 years old. They're coming down from Roswell, New Mexico. This is the first time all of her grandchildren are going to be at the same household. So we kind of have to be there,
It's 1 hour.
Dude, if you do it Wednesday, what's wrong with Wednesday?
We can't do it Wednesday.
Why?
Wednesday, man. Because listen, we're not going to talk about that off the cast, but we're not going to do it tomorrow.
I love talking every sport. I love talking every sport as well. But for tonight, it's all about Cowboys. It is, but I'm just saying, like I enjoyed the 2 weeks ago when we talked about
absolutely.
I love it because I'm not just a football nerd. I'm a basketball guy too. And I know we're talking about real quick since I'm not going to be on the show.
Here we go.
What do you think about the Lakers? What do you think about the Lakers hanging that in-season tournament banner?
You know what? Let's talk about that Thursday.
No!
At 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Big Game Sports Buzz. Myself.
All right, let's get on to the
Buff Nerd. Right. And of course, Big Game. And hopefully Trey can break away from his old.
What time is it at?
From the grandparents for 8 o'clock. We're gonna do it at 8 o'clock.
Central or Eastern?
Central, sir.
I might have to pack my backpack and everything.
There you go.
Send me the message. I'll probably click.
We'll send you the link, man. We'll send you the link. Hopefully we can break away from G-Ma and G-Pa, and GG and they I don't know, GG, Mimi, whatever y'all call them, Cookie.
Mima and Gramps.
Oh, okay. I'm down for Mima.
81 and 82 years old, man.
I'm saying, man, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Will they know that you're there?
Huh?
Would they know if you're there?
Oh yeah. Well, all my cousins are going to be like. That'd be the first time all of her grandchildren are going to be in the same household in 20 years. So she's got.
You can steal away for an hour and a half.
Oh, I probably will be. I don't know, man. We play cards, but just send me the link. See what I can do for you. Dude, because I love talking every sport. Like I love talking every
It's
sport.
going to
I'm
be
not.
great. Listen, like I said, we're talking CFP. We're talking in season tournament. We're talking Otani. We're talking,
Dude, that was ridiculous. $700 million.
hey man, Thursday, 8 Central
All right,
Standard
let's talk
Time,
about the
9
Bills real quick before you go to
Standard
bed. Let's
Time.
talk about the Bills. Let's talk about the Bills before you go to bed.
We're done with the Bills, man. Hey, here's where we are with the Bills. Predictions. Who's winning and what's the score?
Man, cold weather. It's gonna be 44 degrees at kickoff. The wind's gonna be 10 to 20, which is not that bad for Dallas. Dallas has been playing at home the last 3 weeks. It kind of scares me going back outdoors. Uh, but
On turf.
man, but I think Michael Parsons in that defense has something to say. I think Michael Parsons was sick last week or
Yep.
against the Eagles, and I think he's gonna
Yeah.
like. I think he's gonna. I think Josh Allen's gonna throw his 11th straight interception in the game. Man, I just hate doing this, but the Cowboys are underdogs. But give me the Cowboys by 3 points. 31-28. Dallas wins on a field
Wow.
goal.
31.
They're
Um,
underdogs, man. It's gonna be tough. It's a letdown
I hear
game
you.
too.
I hear you. I actually think it will be a lower score. Uh,
With those two
I
great
think it will.
offenses, though. You know what pisses me off real quick before you give your
Yes,
prediction? Trayvon Diggs is not going to be covering his brother. That kind of pisses me off. Like he tore his it.
it's tough. Yeah.
Like that would have been a great storyline going into this game, and
Absolutely, because
it
they only play like every 4 years.
yes. And I'm like, come on. Like I just felt so bad. And that's the first
They're
thing I
both
thought
in
of
their
when I heard
prime.
ACL.
Yeah, they're both in their prime. They were both Pro Bowlers last year. I mean, this would have been very, very sweet to see him.
Is
So my
Trayvon a Cowboy
predictions
next year?
was that.
Is Trayvon a cow? Is
Yeah,
Stephon Diggs a
yeah,
Cowboy next
Diggs.
year?
Yeah,
Stephon,
Stephon.
is he a Cowboy?
I don't think so. I don't think so. Not
No.
with the money that they have tied up in that receiver room.
Well, Cooks is off the books next year.
Cooks he is, but
Well,
do we have?
I would give up Gallup in a heartbeat.
That's well, I would shit. I wouldn't have even
Even
signed
though
him,
he
but
made a great,
God.
even though he made a great sideline catch the other day against the Eagles,
So
but
I'm saying, so if you
if,
get rid of Cooks, if you say, "Hey, thanks for your service, we appreciate it," and you cut Gallup, right? Um, that leaves Lamb and Turpin
which is two quarterbacks,
and Tolbert
those are two I would want because they're both
and
you can use
Tolbert.
in different. Tober's playing pretty good this year, but Brooks is playing pretty good too. Let's see what Brooks has going next year in the training camp.
But if you put him on the other side of CeeDee Lamb, which I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we just let Amari go for the same reason? Yes, he's
Dude,
younger,
can you
but
imagine if we had Amari right now? Like, can you imagine?
I do,
Oh
and
my
it
god!
hurts. It hurts because he's balling in Cleveland with
With
a
with
no
with
name
5 different
quarterback.
quarterbacks this year.
Ridiculous.
All right,
But
give me your Bills prediction. I'm sorry.
Bills, Cowboys. I'm predicting the Cowboys. I say it's going to be 16-10.
Whoa, shit! You're going low scoring, huh?
16-10. Cowboys will score a touchdown. The rest will be field goals.
I
The
don't
rest will
know,
be field
man.
goals.
I don't know. Like the win and
Listen, do you know
why
where
can we
Aubrey
not
played?
play the Aubrey's
Do you know
doing
where
good.
Aubrey played college? You know where you played college soccer?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame.
See, I know
You,
my Cowboy stuff. What the hell are you talking
oh
about?
my gosh.
Well, because I
Anyway,
listened to Chris Collinsworth last night. That's why.
there you go. There you go. There you go. All right.
Dude,
You watched the game last night.
and another thing that kind of irritates me a little bit, like, why can we make these games like the same as every division opponent? You know what I mean? Like the Eagles get them at home, but yeah, we got to go in there. Like, you know what I mean? Like Miami,
That's
like why can't we just make it simple and like every like in your division you play the same exact team, the exact same location?
because you have to switch it up every year. You can only you
We haven't
play
had
8
Buffalo
home
at home
games.
in 10,
Nine
12 years.
you play 8 home games 9 away games, right? And the next year you'll play 9 home games and 8 away games.
I
That's just the
understand
way
that,
it
but
is.
at the same time, though, like we haven't had, but like how many times have we hosted Minnesota? Like we have not had Minnesota at home, and for like we always go to Minnesota. Like we always go. Like who figures
Well,
this
we
out?
don't play Minnesota a
I'm just
lot
talking.
though.
Yeah, the last couple of years we have. Yes, we have.
No.
Yes,
We played them last year.
we played the
I
year
don't
before
think we played them
that.
the year before.
Yes, we did.
I don't remember playing them the year before
That
that.
was the Cooper Rush game at Halloween
Or maybe that's why I didn't remember it.
because we're like, oh crap, we're going to lose, and then we go on because Vikings are on
Yeah.
high, and we just lost Dak Prescott
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Cooper Rush. Like that was 2 times in a row. We played them in Minnesota. Like who makes these freaking schedules up? Like, let me be the
I don't
NFL maker. I'll be me. Cowboys
They
get
have a
16
computer. They
home
have
games.
Chat GPT does it now. Chat GPT does it.
Cowboys get
Yeah.
16 home games a year.
Oh my god. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, joining with us. Cowboys cutting up. I am J-Stogs, the Buff Nerd, and of course, I'm joined by Trey, the voice of Hill Country Sports. Collis.
Dude. Hey, also this week before you head off, starting tomorrow, Bally Sports, tune in. You have 4 straight days of Texas High School State Championship triple header starting at 11 o'clock, Wednesday through Saturday. It's a
Yeah.
glorious time. Like even what's his name, Mike Tirico is like, dude, there's no
Yeah.
other place to be than Texas high school
Correct.
football at the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. 4
AT&T.
straight days, baby. 4
Yeah.
straight days of championship. It's gonna be awesome. Make sure you tune in to Valley Sport. If you get the app, there's a lot of good matchups this year. Alito looking to repeat. Man, Stephen
Duncanville.
Smithson Valley. There.
Sock.
Oh,
Duncanville. Hey,
Duncanville, South Oak Cliff. Man, there's a lot of good matchups going on right
it's
now,
gonna be
man.
great, man. I plan on being out there Saturday, actually. So,
So did you buy the triple or did you just buy one game?
so right now I'm at 1, but I'm probably gonna go ahead and I'm looking at 1, but I'll probably go ahead and get the triple.
Get the triple, man, because like you just stay at AT&T Stadium all day and just watch
Yeah.
good. Especially Saturday, you have the 5A, 6A, and 6A. Oh my gosh! Like
Yes,
there's a lot
sir.
of good matchups, man. I wish I could make it. My grandparents are coming down. I actually got credentials to cover those games, believe it or not, but I can't make it because my grandparents are
Man,
coming.
send it up, bro. What are we doing here? Send it up.
All right,
Send it up.
I can't. It's under my name. I can't. I asked UIL, and they
I
said
look like a Trey Collis.
no.
Don't I look like a Trey Collis?
You're brown and he's white.
They don't, man. All they know is a name, bro. That's all they know.
Okay,
all I know.
question. I can ask this
Yeah.
question real quick before we head off.
Sure.
I can ask this because I'm married to a African American.
Well, you gotta say I'm married to
Why y'all call black? Like y'all ain't black. Y'all brown. Like it says black African. No, brown.
Yo,
We're
make
not
sure you
black.
tune in Thursday. when
Don't
we
count
try
on me.
to get
My
a
wife's African
definitive
American.
answer.
Say this.
We're no, we're gonna try and get a definitive answer for Trey Collins.
I had to hook you up. I'm laughing so forward. Since I missed last week,